Hello gamers, and welcome to more preview content for the upcoming Siege of Dunkirk DLC, the Nemesis DLC number 6 for Steel Division 2. It will be released on 16th of October. And in this video we are going to take first look at the C.I.A.B.G, the Czechoslovak Independent Armored Brigade group, which is the allied option in the division. Check out the previous videos on Festung Dünkirchen. So it's basically formed from Czechoslovakian troops that evacuated to Great Britain in 1940, was converted into an armored brigade, and landed without seeing combat in Normandy, and was to cover the Axis defenders of Dunkirk, and who actually till towards the end of the war still launched attacks. And it was augmented by British, Canadian, and Free French units. This is also why some of the units are, for example, like 15th Scots. And there are Cromwells, Stuart light tanks, Fireflies, Churchills, strong artillery, AA forces, siege guns. And the infantry is not so good though. And yeah, they have captured equipment, lots of armor, it says here, and AA and artillery. Low on infantry and wreck units. Kind of a division, maybe like the Festung Dünkirchen, that's also quite suitable for 4v4, or in particular 10v10. Now here with lots of tanks as well. Let's take a look. With regards to activation slots, you get okayish slots for Reckon. Infantry slots are kind of really terrible. You get a ton of tank slots that are very cheap. Support tab seems okay with regards to activation points. AT tab not so much, only 3 cheapish slots. AA very decent, artillery incredibly decent as well. You get up to the 6th slot for just 2 points. Air only 3 like airplanes. So let's start with the infantry. I always start building decks with the infantry as well. And so first up, we've got the converted gunners. They are not new, they are known, and pretty decent. And then this is the aforementioned mainline infantry, so to speak. The 3 French Fusiliers. Really terrible loadout, basically. Not so good automatic rifles and 2 submachine guns. I've got an AT grenade. There are 10 guys. They're not disheartened. They actually look pretty determined. And it's only 15 points. They have to come unvetted. You can bring them in A, B, and C. It's actually not the worst of units if you combine it with armored vehicles. Usually you only get, well, the converted gunners are obviously cheap as well, but usually you get this only like as a disheartened infantry unit or something like the Stoßtrupp with less people. So not too bad. 3 cards. And you get the converted RAF, which are pretty cool because they are basically rifles, 15 men strong, like the converted Gunners UK, but they've got a Vickers light machine gun instead of one of the rifles. As a light machine gun, it won't shoot below 100 meters, but still pretty cool. Another new unit, this is a totally new unit. Here you can see the guys with the SMG actually. SMG here, and there's the automatic rifle dude. Well, light machine gun dude. And you get the Motorstrelci. The Motorstrelci are a new Czech unit, and they've got Piat, Bren, not too bad. 8 guys only though, 1 card. Another new unit is this leader, 3 French leader, with 2 light machine guns, which is pretty cool. 6 guys, no smoke. Another new leader is this Czech leader. He's the one with smoke. And then finally we've got the Geniste, which is also a new unit. And they are pretty cool. 30 points, and you get Single vetted, you get 6 availability in A, which is not too bad. And with decent rifles, 4 SMGs and a flamethrower, 12 dudes. This is a pretty cool CQC unit. It's also your only CQC unit though. Heading to the Recon tab, you get a new vehicle in the lightly armored Humber LRC Mark III. You get the unit emblem here. And as you can see, it's got an AT rifle and the brand. Most of the Humbers kind of have, I think, have an AT gun. This is just an AT rifle, which is kind of here. But still, pretty cool. Pretty cheap. Might be an option early game. And give the opponent something to think about. The next new unit are the FFO FUS Marines. And they are a pretty cool new Dragon Squad for 20 points only. You have to bring them single vetted, but you get 4. And unfortunately, it's only 1 card. I've got smoke and a bazooka, which is pretty cool. Another new unit here is the Bojova Chlitka. You can see captured MG34, Molotov cocktail, so you can use that as a supplement in CQC potentially. Then you get the Daimler OV, which is already available in this variant in 15th Scots. Then you get a Piat Scout in this variant. It's also new, mainly with regards to the, I think, the SMG. Then you get the Przeskrumny M5A1, so Stuart Recon tank. And then you get the Przeskrumny Cromwell 4 Recon tank, which is already available with a different paint job, I think. Yeah, different paint job in Panzerna. Now the tank tab is the heart of the division. There are some new units in here, and many of the units are not that common. You find them in like 15th Scots, for example, or in some two Soviet divisions have some of them. So basically, you start here with a Czech variant of the Stuart, a Stuart leader, the Churchill 4, Cromwell 5, also with a new paint job and everything. Then a Cromwell 4 leader, which is a new card. There's no Cromwell 4 leader so far in the game. And you get the Churchill 6. Unfortunately, this one is really slow. Quite nice with the front armor though, in particular against German divisions. Then you get the Cromwell 7. That's only available in Panzerna so far. 120mm front armor. Then you get the Cromwell 7 leader for just 5 points more. Obviously the availability. Well, it's actually the same availability as the Cromwell 7. Look at that. Doesn't change the availability and it doesn't change the points. B phase, it would be 4, this would be 4 as well. It's a preview build, like I've mentioned before. The leader as expensive as the normal variant is interesting. Then you get a Churchill 7. Super slow. 85 points, 150mm front armor, so once it arrives it's pretty cool against shittier tanks, but yeah. And then you get, yeah, the Churchill 7 leader is also completely new. There's no Churchill 7 leader so far. Then you get a Firefly, which is your possibly best tank. Only 90mm armor, but you get 170mm penetration and 2km range. Unfortunately, it's only 1 card. In the support tab, you get a Vickers HMG, 2 of them. You get a new one, the FFO MG42, so basically a captured heavy MG, which you can bring in the traction, which is pretty cool. Forgot to mention about traction before. No. Jeep, no. Then you get a munition truck and the Churchill 5. All these units are not so known, so you get quite the HE options here, and also you get the Churchill 6 in a Czech variant. But it exists, I think, in 15th Scots, not quite sure by heart now, I didn't write it down. Only what's new and what's not. And then Cromwell 8 assault gun, also 2-kilometer range, so you get some really cool options here to support your infantry, against support weapons, against AT weapons. And with regards to your leaders, you get a Czech leader, 4 strength. Sorry, I meant commander. Then you get an entirely new commander in the AEC ACV, and I think it looks like the German World War I tank a little bit. Quite the interesting vehicle here. It's very lightly armored, but still better than not at all. Stealth is only medium, unfortunately. And then you get a Cromwell 4, which is fast and the sturdiest commander options. And this commander, Cromwell 4 commander, is also a new unit in Steel Division 2. In the AT tab, you get a Piat. You also get a Panzerschreck that come in a Jeep. Comes in a Jeep. It's also like some Soviet divisions also have Panzerschreck, but they have a PPSH instead of the Thompson. And you get 2 6-pounders and 4 17-pounders. Not that bad at all, but slots can be a problem. Now the AA tab is plentiful. You get the Polsten, which I think is not very good. You get it in 6th Airborne. You get 2 cards of Crusader AA Mark II. Pretty decent. You get a tree Polsten, which is actually quite nice. You can also get it in 6th Airborne. You get a Bofors, 40mm, the Czech variant. Is there actually a difference here? Yeah, it can come in a Lloyd carrier. Other than that, exactly the same. You get a captured Flak Healing, A-phase locked. You get a Flak 41, also A-phase locked. Bring it in a Morris, really funny. You get the QF 3.7 inch. And then you get something new. You get the Mark 42 variant. And the difference is that they attached a an AT sight, and as a result you have a much higher accuracy, 40% in comparison to 25%, and also you get a little bit more AP shells at the expense of HE and smoke. Oh, sorry, HE and bullets. So this is actually pretty cool. It's only 5 points more. Nice dual purpose gun, not phase locked, really, really good. In the artillery tab, you get spotters, you get artillery leader, you get 3 cards of mortars, you get 25-pounder radio, you get the GPF 155 recaptured French howitzer, and that's the same that Festung Dünkirchen gets. You get the BL 7.2 inch, 182.9mm, which is a new artillery piece. And it's got quite the blast, lots of damage, even compared to the long term. The long term deals 7.75 damage, and this beast deals 9 damage. Same accuracy. Blast is even bigger. suppression as well. So this is very, very interesting, and it's the same price. B phase locked, and the availability is better. So this is a really, really interesting piece. Obviously the rate of fire sucks, but if you want to hit something hard that's in a position, this is a very interesting artillery piece. In the air tab you get a Spitfire Mark 5B. And the Mitchell II, 3 cards of Mitchell II bombers with very good resilience. This is actually a new card. It doesn't the Mitchell II bomber is not in the deck yet. There are different types of Mitchell bombers, but there's no Mitchell II so far. And V for victory, maybe, I don't know. And this is actually pretty damn good. 2 turrets. So where are the 2 turrets? There's 1 turret. Where's the other turret? Yeah, this one maybe. No, not really. I don't know where the other turret is. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. But this is actually really cool for just 110 points. Well, it's not phase locked. You can bring it in A. Then it's only 1. You can bring 2 in B, but you get 3 cards. But you don't have many slots. You get a Spitfire Mark 9E. And some of the planes now are rare, and you have different skins. For example, the Spitfire LF Mark 9E. This one, you get that with a different skin in 3rd Canadian. Then you get, well, these 2 Spitfires, fighters. Then you get a Typhoon Mark 1B with 2 bombs. You get a rocket plane, again, HE rocket plane, and this AT rocket plane. So considering everything, it's not so good with regards to infantry, numbers and quality, but the tank tab is amazing, the support options are really good, the AA tab is great, artillery options are really interesting. So I think it's an interesting division. We played in both single player and 10v10. Imagine bringing out all those big boys, and they can even come with ammunition. So that's really cool. My favorite unit of the deck, difficult to say. What shall I declare it? It has to be a new unit. I possibly think that this is super interesting. The Geniste also. But I think I will go with the big boy here and use that one for a screenshot as well. A really cool artillery piece. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more content. Until then, bye for now.